Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Halloween. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do, because Lucy is adorable. I mean, you're going to see it later tonight anyways with the vlog. But yeah, well, technically she's Oscar the Grouch, but obviously she's not a grouch, even though she looks like it in the picture I just posted on Instagram. She's Lucy, the recycling queen, is what she's supposed to be. But thank you to my landlords. They had an extra costume since I didn't find one last week when I went to Pets Alive. Feeling good today. Just got a new zest for life, you know? Hey, what about you, Oscar? She's like, shut up. A really slack day today. I had 2 clients cancel. I don't think they realized that it was Halloween, so they're supposed to be trick-or-treating with their kids. So I have one Zoom call with a client in Jersey. And I have one client at the gym at 5:30, so I'm gonna do my meal prep for the week. But one thing I wanted to talk about this morning is one of my biggest takeaways and one of my favorite things with Atomic Habits was he kind of posed the question of everyone always asks how long the duration it is to create a habit, but it's actually the wrong question. The question you need to be asking yourself is how many times do I need to practice something to make it a habit? So it's more about frequency than it is duration. And here's a perfect example of this. So if I go to edit videos 3 times a week for 3 months straight, I'm gonna get decent at it. I'll play around with some things and I'll figure it out kind of here and there. If I edit videos for 3 months straight, I'm going to get very proficient at editing. I'm going to get way more skilled in regards to adding in transitions, how to film things to make transitions smoother, how to add more sort of cinematic effects and things like that. It's not about duration. So going back to the meal prep standpoint too, is it's a frequency thing. So the more you practice it on a frequent basis, so whether you want to do 2 meal preps, 3 meal preps a week, whatever it is, it's just the art of practice. When you approach it with the mindset that you are learning something, it takes away a lot of this pressure or shame that may have been put on you as a child. But if you approach it like you're learning something, it's just practice. You don't need to think of if I did this wrong, that I'm a failure, or if I make a mistake, that I'm a failure. Everything in life is just about practicing. Practicing self-love, practicing compassion, practicing communication, practicing boundaries, practicing everything. Everything is just a practice. And I want you to start looking at things in life that you're trying to incorporate as a practice. Because you're not a failure just because you make a mistake. In fact, that's the only way you learn is from making mistakes. That simply put, the more mistakes you make, the better you're gonna be at something. It's more about being persistent and staying on course and making sure that you continue to do the things that you need to do, even if you are making mistakes. Again, I really want to reiterate the statement that just because you make a mistake does not mean you're a failure. Just because you fail at something doesn't mean that you're a failure. Unless you completely give up, you're not a failure. And truth be told, even if you give up for a period of time, you're still not a failure. You just have to keep on trying. If you really want to make something happen in your life, you have to keep trying. So with all that being said, you're probably going to watch me do some reading here. And yeah, then I'm going to go do my meal prep. Maybe before or after my client. I don't know. It depends how much I can get through Atomic Habits here, because I would like to finish it if possible. But either way, happy Halloween. I hope you have a fantastic start to your day. She's not thrilled with this. Okay, folks, we are going on a little adventure. We're going to Superstore. But I'm anxious, and I'm busting through some comfort zones today. I'm going to bring my camera with me. I'm going to grab some food. We're going to do chicken this week for our burrito bowls. But yeah, I'm going to take a couple deep breaths before I go in, because I'm a little anxious, I'm not going to lie. But we're going to do it, because you can do hard things. I can do hard things, and you can do hard things too. I think I'm gonna curveball this week, and we're gonna do some Korean barbecue chicken. I've never done this before, so we'll see. We're also gonna air fry some chickpeas. Okay, we're going with these wraps. Not the lowest on calories by any stretch, but decent fiber, and your boy's feeling a little skinny. I feel like this is actually a hell of a deal for this many chicken breasts, so we're getting this. I'm gonna mix some of this in with that seasoning, so we'll see how that. If you like cooking on this channel, it's gonna make me be much more explorative, so just grab some peanuts. We're gonna throw that in there too. Not sure if it's gonna be good, but we're gonna try it. I'm also gonna be doing this in the Instant Pot, so you don't need chicken broth or anything like that, but I find it makes it a little bit better. Ooh, this is a good one. Throwing it out there, but that is the ugliest BMW I have ever seen.
Oh, hi, Liz. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Good.
Okay, I know you just saw me literally buy all that, but here's our haul. And as soon as I got home, I realized I forgot deodorant, so that's cool. But we're gonna test it out. We're gonna get a little creative. I just finished up my call with Pammy from New Jersey. Nice little life coaching chat for the hour here. So while I was doing that, I did have my rice prepping. So we're gonna make some sort of gochujang Korean barbecue chicken this week. Full disclosure, I have no idea what I'm doing. If you want to try this, try at your own risk. I'm gonna get my peppers prepped. I, truthfully, am not a huge fan of cooked peppers, so I just actually have those on the side. So I'm just gonna cut those up, prepare them for the week, just cut them up, put them in Tupperwares. That way they're just super easy to grab.
With the hopes to be as time efficient as possible here, I just realized that I should probably start doing the roasted chickpeas first, because cutting vegetables and putting them in Tupperware is probably the easiest thing I have to do here. So, not that this is hard, but it's just a little bit more time consuming. So drain the chickpeas and then rinse them, and then I'll show you what I'm doing.
I really need to buy something to set this up better. So I don't find all of them have it, but some of them you kind of like purse through almost a little bit and just like take the little excess skins off, just like that. It's not the end of the world, but I don't know. I find it's just a little better if you take that off. But I'm gonna do this. It's a little bit tedious, but it's going to suffice as a nice salty snack with lots of fiber and even some decent amount of protein in there. But that's what I'm gonna do for a little bit. For the most part, they're skinless now. I'm not super picky about it, so if you want to, you can probably put some more detail in that, but I don't really care. And then I put them into a little Tupperware. I'm gonna then put a little bit of avocado oil on it. I'm just gonna put them on the pan and start roasting them. Once again, there's probably much more efficient ways to go about this. So you're probably wondering that, yeah, I didn't scale that oil. So if you're on a weight loss journey, you better be scaling the shit out of that oil, because that was probably at least 2 tablespoons. And that's easily a couple hundred calories right there. So make sure if your goal is weight loss, you better be scaling your oil and your sauces and everything for that matter, but still. Just gonna mix it up as evenly as we can. If you see any excess skins that you want off, take them off. I'm not gonna salt them or season them just yet because I do want them to start roasting, and then I'll add a little extra spray by that time. But from here, we're gonna throw this into the oven. And I'm just gonna let that cook for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. I'll check them out, probably move them around a little bit, and then I'll add some seasoning. If you have an Instant Pot, we're gonna be using this bad boy today. The rice is done, so I'm just gonna, oh, it's already depressurized. So when I cook the rice, I always let it cook down, and then it cooks like it kind of like, I don't know, depressurizes much slower this way. Take this off. And Got 2 cups of glorious rice. Perfectly cooked. Rice is good. I'm just gonna let that cool off. I kind of mentioned on it yesterday. If you don't let it cool off when you go put the Tupperware lid on it, it gets all gross and rainy was the word that I described. So I'm gonna clean this now. Then we'll start prepping the chicken whilst these bad boys are roasting. And then honestly, these are easy, so I can just cut them up at the end. So I'm definitely someone that cleans as they cooks. I just get pretty overwhelmed if the kitchen's kind of a mess as I'm trying to cook everything. So I'm gonna have to figure out something, how to film this a little bit more easily. It's kind of a gong show in here. I should almost take a picture just so you can appreciate this. For everyone watching, you can appreciate this when you watch this at some point in your life. But we're gonna go on to the chicken here. So I always dry my chicken off first. I'm gonna take off any excess silver skin and just any of the gross stuff that I don't want on there. I'm gonna dry it with a paper towel. Just makes it a little bit, it allows it, from what I've been told, to keep the moisture into the chicken. Now, I don't know if it's that important when it comes to the Instant Pot, truthfully, but if you're barbecuing chicken or you're roasting chicken, this is a huge step. Don't skip it. So take paper towel, wipe it all off. You'll see how I do it here. Wipe it all off, salt and pepper it, and it just acts as a coating to help keep the moisture in. So fun fact. I'm just gonna move them around. I'm gonna give them a little spray pan here. Then I'm gonna salt them with just some garlic salt, salt and pepper. And that just helps to actually keep the salt and everything on there. So now we're gonna salt and pepper. A little chaotic, as you can see, salt and pepper. So now I'm gonna put it, I put my little Instant Pot wire thing in there. So now we shall start the fun. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, put a little chicken broth in there. Just a little bit. You do wanna kind of coat the bottom with the Instant Pot if you do have one. I'm talking like I'm an Instant Pot pro over here. I'm not. Crikey. We're gonna put our chicken breast in. Yes, we're gonna put our chicken breast in. Personally, I'm gonna put 5 in here. I wouldn't recommend putting 5 in there because now that I see that, it's pretty log jammed, so it's probably gonna take a little bit longer to cook. Should still work fine. But usually, if you're using Instant Pot or air fryer, put less in there because if you try and over stuff it, it usually doesn't work as good. So that's my one semi-professional tip for the day. From there, we are going to add our Korean barbecue seasoning. We're gonna mix in some gochujang, and I'm also gonna put some garlic in there. I'm pretty lazy. I just buy the garlic puree. It's just a lot easier than getting the fresh stuff. Fresh stuff's gonna be infinitely better though, so just keep that in mind. According to this, half a tablespoon is the equivalent of 1 clove. So if you do buy this, keep that in mind. You don't need to pack on a ton because it's going to be barbecue taco seasoning mix. Interesting. Should be pretty good. I'm going to probably put most of the pack in here. I'm going to put the whole pack in here. And then, how spicy do we think this is? Ooh, it's going to have a little kick to her. We shall see how that turns out. So, a little chaotic, but relatively easy. Looks like it's going to be tasty. So, put the Instant Pot back on. Turn this bitch on. Because I packed it pretty full,
We'll go 16 minutes. I've already flipped these ones that you guys saw, but that kind of gives you an idea of what they're gonna look like. So I really like using these almost as like an alternative for chips. Obviously it's not the same, but it gives you a nice salty, crunchy snack at the end of the night, kind of munch on. The one thing is don't eat too many because it's a lot of fiber and you will be gassy. I will be gassy even if I don't eat too much, so sorry clients. These have been in there for about 30-ish minutes now at 400. So I'm gonna give them like one last little mix up, and then I like them a little bit more crispy, so probably like 5 to 10 more minutes here. I wish I looked at my timer before I actually started this, but peppers are cut, prepped, rice is done. Chicken's got roughly 10 minutes left. We'll see if it's all good to go, because again, I packed it pretty tight. And then yeah, chickpeas got like 5-ish minutes left. That's pretty much it for meal prep. What do you think, Luce? So, for the first year I had this, I got it for a Christmas present and I was scared of it because I thought it was going to blow up the house. But when you use this, you just got to make sure you depressurize. I didn't show this last week because it was just ground beef, pretty easy. One of the best pieces of kitchen equipment you can possibly buy is a food thermometer. It just takes the second guessing out of, is my chicken prepped, is my fish prepped? You literally know because it's going to give you an exact temperature. You just got to quickly Google what chicken's at. It's 165. But you just use this. You know it's cooked. You don't have to second guess yourself. Definitely worth the $10. Let us take a look. I want to get my camera super steamy. So we'll check some temperatures and then we'll make a move. So we're not quite done, but like 5 more minutes. I stuffed it too full, so needs a little extra cook time. But everything else is taken care of. I've actually cleaned everything, so it doesn't need to be super complicated or anything like that. And so basically, once this is all done, I just have to clean the Instant Pot, and then my meal prep is done for the next 3 days or so. Super duper easy. Luce didn't like that. Oh yeah. Okay, chicken's good to go. Just gonna pull that little wire thing out. Danger. Put that in the sink. Now you get to see why I went and bought this. So, I mean, you don't need to buy this. It's just, I saw it on Instagram. I was like, I'm doing that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull the chicken apart with this bad boy in the Instant Pot. Oh yeah. This is our finished product. It smells phenomenal. Again, it looks just like chicken, but it smells great. So that's meal prep this week. We got our gochujang chicken, rice, peppers, chickpeas. I'm gonna throw these peanuts on, after I heat it up kind of thing. Not sure if it's completely necessary, but I feel like it'll be a nice little crunch. So I'll let you know how it goes. I'm running short on time here, but I'm gonna do a little taste test. I'm gonna try and edit it quickly before I head back to the gym. I'll give her a go. That's quite good. I don't really think I needed to add the peanuts to it. I was in my head picturing it. I was picturing it like it was gonna be more red, darker, more like stir fry-y. But I got my peppers, rice, chicken. We're gonna crush out 40 minutes editing before heading to the gym. I'm impressed with this. This is a good change up. Well done, Max. She's not pleased about it, but we're heading to work. Acting like she can barely walk.
is a wrap. It's about 9 o'clock here, so it's a spooky walk, as you can see on our walk home tonight. Lots of editing for this one today. I think the cooking was quite chaotic today. I think it was just because I was trying a new recipe and still pretty inefficient with how I actually want to film the actual cooking side of things. For a day that didn't really seem like it entailed that much, I think when you're vlogging every day just kind of seems like a lot of work. But either way, it was a good day. I still have that persistent kind of headache since breath work. So I'm honestly debating, I'm still meeting my buddy tomorrow morning for a coffee. I am debating actually having a coffee tomorrow and not a decaf, and see if that alleviates the headache, because it's getting kind of annoying, and it's annoying even more so at the fact that I'm drinking lots of water, I'm eating good, I'm getting enough electrolytes, and all those things. But regardless, it's been a great day. Once again, if you've made it this far, you have no idea how much I appreciate you. I came out on Instagram today in terms of just my social experiment to sobriety, and I don't know, maybe there's a bit of a vulnerability dump there, but I just feel pretty exhausted. Again, it is 9 o'clock. But that's a wrap for today. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you can, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Halloween, and I shall see you for an uneventful day off tomorrow. It's going to be great.